Why your insulin is making you fat. It's the ultimate catch-22. You start taking insulin, a life-saving medication to get your health on track. But instead of feeling better, you're watching the number on the scale creep up. If you feel like you're stuck in a trap, you are definitely not alone. This isn't a failure of willpower. It's the story of how your body's survival mechanisms, hijacked by diabetes and then altered by insulin therapy, can work against your weight loss goals. This weight gain is maddening because we were always told that a healthy weight is key to managing diabetes. So what gives when the very tool you're using makes that job harder? It's frustrating, but here's the good news. You can manage your weight while on insulin. To get there, we have to look past the old advice of eat less, move more, and understand what's really happening with your hormones. We're going to break down the science, looking at what the experts and the latest clinical findings say to give you a clear picture. And more importantly, we are going to give you actionable strategies you can talk to your doctor about to finally break this cycle. The problem, the calorie glitch you didn't see coming. Let's start with the most immediate reason people gain weight on insulin. It's a simple, almost mechanical change in your body's daily calorie math. Before you started treatment, if your blood sugars were running very high, your body was in a state of crisis. Glucose, which is your body's main fuel, couldn't get into your cells where it was needed. So, where did all that extra sugar go? A lot of it was literally flushed out of your body every time you went to the bathroom. The medical term for this is glycosuria, and it basically means you were peeing out calories. Day after day, you were losing hundreds of calories. Now, from a weight loss perspective, that might sound great. But it's actually a sign of uncontrolled diabetes that's incredibly damaging to your body, especially your kidneys. Then you start insulin therapy, and it does its job perfectly. Insulin acts like a key, unlocking your cells and letting them finally take in all that glucose from your blood. This is fantastic for your blood sugar and your overall health. But it also means that all those calories you were previously peeing out are now staying in your body. If you don't change your diet, you've essentially added hundreds of calories back into your daily budget without eating a single extra bite. This alone can lead to noticeable weight gain. Many studies have shown that patients starting insulin therapy can gain between 3 and 9 kilograms, that is about 7 to 20 pounds in the first year. So, if this has happened to you, know that it's a predictable physiological response. It's not in your head, and you didn't fail. It's just the first, most obvious part of the insulin paradox. But it's not the whole story. The more powerful stuff is happening on a much deeper hormonal level. To really get why insulin is linked to weight gain, you have to understand what insulin does. It's your body's master storage hormone. Think of it as a traffic cop for energy. When you eat especially carbs, your blood sugar goes up. Your pancreas then sends out insulin to direct that sugar out of the blood and into your cells for fuel. But what happens to any leftover sugar? Insulin directs it into storage. First, it tops off the short-term fuel tanks in your liver and muscles called glycogen. Once those are full, insulin sends a strong signal to your body. Stop burning fat for energy and start storing any excess energy, particularly from the fat in your diet. While your body can turn excess carbs into new fat, a process called de novo lipogenesis, this is actually not the main way people store fat. The much bigger effect is that when insulin is high, it shuts down fat burning and flips the switch to storage mode. In a healthy body, this is a normal process. But for someone with type 2 diabetes, the system is broken. This often starts because a chronic excess of calories and weight gain leads to a condition called insulin resistance. Your cells have become numb to insulin's signal. It's like the traffic cop is shouting, but all the drivers are wearing noise-canceling headphones. So what does your body do? It shouts louder. The pancreas pumps out more and more insulin to try and force the message through. This state of having chronically high insulin levels is called hyperinsulinemia, and this is where the cycle gets vicious. This constant flood of insulin is a powerful, persistent signal to store fat and not burn it. This is happening before you even start taking insulin shots. It's a feedback loop. Excess weight contributes to insulin resistance, which leads to high insulin, which promotes fat storage and blocks fat burning, making it even easier to gain weight. Now, add insulin therapy to the mix. You are adding external insulin into a system that's already swimming in it, which can amplify that fat storage signal. The very medicine you need to control your blood sugar is reinforcing the hormonal drive to store energy as fat. But it gets even messier, because this hormonal chaos messes with your hunger. First, insulin therapy can sometimes cause your blood sugar to go too low, an episode called hypoglycemia. Your body's primal, non-negotiable response to low blood sugar is intense hunger. It's a survival alarm. This often leads to defensive snacking, where you eat often sugary things to prevent or treat a low, adding even more calories to your day. Just the fear of going low can be enough to make people overeat. Second, and this is a fascinating area of research, chronically high insulin levels might disrupt your brain's normal hunger signals. In the brain, insulin is supposed to help signal that you're full. But in a state of insulin resistance, that signal can get weak. Your brain doesn't get the memo that there's plenty of fuel available, so you feel hungrier and get more cravings, even when your body absolutely doesn't need the calories. This is the cycle. Insulin resistance leads to high insulin, which tells your body to store fat and not to burn it. The weight gain from this makes the insulin resistance even worse. Adding insulin therapy can amplify the fat storage signal, and potential side effects like hypoglycemia can ramp up hunger. You feel trapped, fighting your own biology. It's not about willpower, it's about hormones. Understanding this cycle is the key to breaking it. Let me be clear, this is not medical advice. You absolutely must talk to your doctor before changing your diet, exercise, or medications. But when you have that conversation, you'll be armed with knowledge. The goal isn't to demonize insulin, often essential. The goal is to reduce your body's need for so much insulin by making it more sensitive to the insulin it has. Here are 4 key strategies to discuss with your healthcare provider. First, dietary strategy. Since refined carbohydrates cause the biggest and fastest spike in blood sugar and, therefore, is the biggest insulin response, managing your carb intake is the most powerful tool you have. By shifting your diet to be richer in fiber, protein, and healthy fats, you can dramatically lower the glucose spikes after meals. This means your body needs less insulin, which dials down that relentless fat storage signal. Swapping processed carbs for non-starchy vegetables, quality proteins, and foods like avocados and nuts can make a world of difference. Second, ask about your medication combo. Many doctors now prescribe insulin alongside other drugs that help your body use it better. Metformin is a classic example that improves insulin sensitivity and can help limit weight gain. And newer classes of drugs, like GLP-1 agonists, not only improve blood sugar, but often lead to weight loss by reducing appetite and slowing digestion. Discussing a combination approach could be a total game changer. Third, smart exercise. We all know physical activity is important, but it's not just about burning calories. Exercise, especially things like resistance training, does something incredible. It makes your muscles more sensitive to insulin. Active muscles can pull glucose from the blood with much less insulin required. Even something as simple as a 15-minute walk after meals can help flatten that post-meal blood sugar spike, reducing how much insulin your body needs to release. Fourth, discuss your insulin type and dosage. Not all insulins are the same when it comes to weight gain. Studies suggest that some newer, long-acting basal insulins may be associated with less weight gain compared to older types of insulin. It's also critical to work with your doctor to make sure you re-on the lowest effective dose to minimize side effects like weight gain and hypoglycemia. If this is starting to click, and you're ready to learn more about how to work with your body's hormones instead of against them, be sure to follow our channel. We put out videos every week designed to give you the science-backed knowledge you need to take back control of your metabolic health. In conclusion, the weight gain that so often accompanies insulin therapy is not a personal failure. It's a predictable biological response to a complex hormonal situation. It's your body trying to manage energy in a system where the signals have gone haywire. But now you understand the machinery behind it. You know it's a cycle of calorie retention, insulin resistance, and scrambled hunger signals. And by understanding that, you are no longer just a passive participant. You can have informed, proactive conversations with your doctor about diet, complementary medications, smart exercise, and the right insulin strategy for you. You are not trapped. You have a path forward.